The Avengers have a Hulk. The Titans have a Derrick Henry. So they're in pretty good shape. They've been to the playoffs 3 years out of 4, probably more than that, probably 5 out of 6, I think, since their GM John Robinson took over. They went 11-5 last season. Third ranked offense in the league. That is mostly Derrick Henry, because they did not pass the ball particularly well, despite having two wide receivers pretty much go for 1,000 yards. They were 23rd in the league in passing, second in rushing, and that is because of the Hulk, Derrick Henry. Defense ranks 28th in the league, 28th against the pass, 19th against the rush. Have to get better on defense if you want to contend for a Super Bowl, which they've been right there for the past probably 4 years. GM John Robinson, 6th year, he took the team and made them winners. They were not very good before he got there. He drafts very well, did very well in free agency. It was a bold move to bench your number 2 overall quarterback for a journeyman, Ryan Tannehill. That seems to have worked out very well. Head coach Mike Vrabel, he's got 3 Super Bowl rings, would have had 4, but sorry. He was a very good linebacker for a very long time, probably 15 years in the NFL. Offensive coordinator Todd Downing. Arthur Smith is now the head coach of the Falcons. He was the offensive coordinator. Todd Downing was the tight ends coach. He's been around. He was briefly offensive coordinator for the Raiders for a few years. They did okay like one of those years, but he got fired when Gruden was brought in. Defensive coordinator Shane Bowen was the linebackers coach. He was hired by Vrabel. They knew each other from the Texans, where Vrabel was the linebackers coach. He's officially taking over this year. It'll be his first year as defensive coordinator. Vrabel was the defensive coordinator last year. They have gotten progressively worse over the past, say, 3 years on defense. So let's see if we can clean that up. Cap space about $17 million. They'll get a little bit more. They're going to make some cuts. They're making some moves. Notable free agents: Jadeveon Clowney is gone. It was a 1-year rental. Didn't work out because he got injured. They're not bringing him back. Can't afford him. Malcolm Butler was already released. That'll save them some money. Corey Davis is an interesting subject. They had declined his 5th-year option going into the season, and he played fantastic. And I think he shows that you kind of need a Corey Davis to play with A.J. Brown to get the most out of him. Jonnu Smith, they probably can't afford him because I think he could be one of the top tight ends in the league. And they need to put their money into the defense. They can replace Jonnu Smith, considering this is a run-first team and the run is their bread and butter. Same thing with Adam. The Humphreys can walk. They don't need to pay a wide receiver. They'll get one in the draft, possibly free agency, but I really don't think they'll put money into the offense. It's got to go into the defense. Speaking of which, Jayon Brown, they have to re-sign. A great draft pick. He's a great inside linebacker. They need to keep him. They have the money to keep him. Desmond King was kind of a rental. They'll probably walk. Daquan Jones is someone that I think they want to keep at nose tackle. They run a 3-4 defense. You have to have a strong nose tackle. So I think they'll make him a nice offer, and they'll be able to retain him. Kenny Vaccaro is old. I don't think... I mean, that was kind of a... signing him was kind of out of desperation. So Kenny Vaccaro, go. Gostkowski is kind of older. He doesn't perform the way he used to. They don't need to pay a Gostkowski to kick. Jack Crawford at defensive end is older, and they need to do better coming off that edge. So it's not him. Who can they cut? Adoree Jackson, who I really like. It's just he's due $10 million. They picked up his 5th-year option, but I think they're going to renege on that. They have a couple days to go before they can do that. Hasn't been productive. He's been injured, so and I mean the secondary in general really needs to upgrade. And their other corner is Christian Fulton, who is a rookie. Need to upgrade cornerback. Who else can they cut? There's talk of them cutting their center Ben Jones. I don't think they will. Again, you don't want to mess with a center. That throws off the dynamic of an offense. The run game is their bread and butter, like I said. So cutting him, or they're talking about the guard, Roger Saffold. It's not really worth it. They do have a backup, Aaron Brewer, who could play center. He stepped in this season and played very well. So I think they should keep that offensive line intact, with the exception of Isaiah Wilson, who was their first-round pick last year to play right tackle. Off-the-field issues, he's been arrested, and I think he's tweeted this and that about maybe not wanting to even play football anymore. Probably going to have to cut him if they can't find a trade partner. I would like to propose a trade with the Patriots so that the Titans can get Stephon Gilmore, package Isaiah Wilson, and some more, probably draft picks, to bring in Stephon Gilmore, because the Titans are hurting on defense, and they need to do something now while they still have Derrick Henry in his prime. Biggest needs, you're going to need a tackle. Taylor Lewin was hurt this season, and Isaiah Wilson, I just described his off-the-field problems. You have to upgrade cornerback. You need to upgrade safety. And I think most people would say the biggest need is edge, an edge rusher. Can't get on the pressure on the quarterback. So we are going to address that. Free agents to go after. In this 3-4 defense, you need some speed. Bud Dupree would be perfect for them. I think they can get him on a discount because of his ACL injury. He's coming back off ACL. If that would be my priority. If not, Judon would be fantastic. You might be able to rent Ndamukong Suh for a year to really contend. Too much money on that offensive line, not enough on defense. If possible, they can go after a cornerback like Desmond King or William Jackson. But I think Bud Dupree would be my number one target. Free agency. Let's go to the draft. Draft is so much fun, so many possibilities. 22 overall. I could see them taking Christian Barmore to be the run stopper, because they must stop the run. Second round, you can go Alex Leatherwood, who could play tackle or guard, left or right. They need to get a little younger because they have so much money on that offensive line that's aging, and injuries do happen. Third round, Chaz Surratt, who is just an intense linebacker, a crazy motor, never gives up. Then I can see them going with Amon-Ra St. Brown, because they need someone to complement A.J. Brown. And then later in the draft, you can get some depth at safety, cornerback, edge, and defensive line. So that is my Titans video. The good news is, no matter what you're facing, you have a Hulk. So good luck to the Titans.
I have an army. We have a Hulk.